sound kind of echoey. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I was like, I don't pay attention to stuff. I was like, but you're right. Also, it was like midnight. We're going to church. All right, let me hit that. Let me hit that. Let me hit that. God, I'm so glad Mizzou won. Oh, let's go.
I know. I said to Liz, like I mean, I'm a Big Ten guy, but I support my friends too.
Yep.
And I was like, and then like, I mean, if Mizzou blows this game, then he's gonna be grumpy, and then my buddy's gonna be sad.
I actually have a guest who's a big Iowa fan who we're working with, and she's getting ready to going on Norwegian. She's doing that Norwegian fjords cruise with Disney Cruise Line though, and like we're getting ready to we're finalizing a short adventure for Adventures by Disney on the front end of it this week. In London, and like we've been going back and forth. Like she's a big Caitlin Clark fan and everything, and
I want to go on that
trip. Talking about it. Dude, who's that? Is that your house, Rikki?
That's Brian. Yeah, you have to remember. I have a toddler and a husband who's like a toddler downstairs. So
I have headphones. I don't know if it's coming from my house.
I thought it was from your house, Mike. Like
I have a toddler and someone who's like a toddler.
I was like, someone got a delay on the Missouri victory
because it could have been Pam upstairs, you know. And Mallory wasn't home, but she brings friends in now. I don't know. Because she said the other day she was at the gym and Brady Holtman was there, who's a linebacker for Mizzou, was at the gym, like the next machine over Christmas break. I was like, really? Okay. So let's do listener questions and then pull one up. Let us know you're here. I see folks on Instagram. Allison Lane, Angels Rule 3, D Panos 04. Everybody over there. Hello, Happy New Year. Day early. Let's see here. Here's a question about Marathon Weekend. That's perfect. ZOU, Jennifer. Yeah, baby. Okay, here we go. So this will be for actually January 1st. All right, here we go. So episode 26. Welcome to episode 2617 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you and Happy New Year. I probably should have done that yesterday, not start the year off that way because you might have been up late. Maybe you're listening to the show early. But Happy New Year anyway, and get ready for this. This is always a great day. But maybe when you were a kid, I used to love getting up this day and, watching showing my age, watching the old Tournament of Roses parade, which still happens out in California. And then it was always, and it still will be this year, the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl, back when there used to be a, Pac-8, Pac-10, all that stuff, Pac-12, RIP. But this year, we'll still have a Rose Bowl, just be couple of Big Ten teams playing it against each other. It's kind of crazy with the college football playoff. But
I'm going to interrupt real quick, Mike, but it's a traditional Pac-12 versus Big Ten matchup with Oregon versus Ohio State. So it feels like a true Rose Bowl.
It does. I mean, Oregon, yeah, exactly right. I mean, they really kind of representing the Pac-12 there, but it's brought into the Big Ten. But yeah, exactly. But it is. I love it because you get to watch the sunset over those California mountains, like into the second half. It's just gorgeous, but you start off the parade. So hopefully you get to do that. And, now that I get to go to Disneyland, it kind of reminds me of, because that's one of my favorite parts about going to Disneyland is seeing those mountains. I get the standard view room at the Disneyland Hotel because I like looking out over the mountains from somebody from Missouri. So Happy New Year to you. Hopefully 2025 brings you a trip to see mountains out at Disneyland, maybe a Space Mountain at Walt Disney World, or I guess you're not going to see mountains with Disney Cruise Line. Adventures by Disney, though, you can see a lot of mountains there. So anyway, hope you get to have some great Disney trips here over the next 365. So joining me today to answer listener questions as we start another year here on the podcast, Scotty G from Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Scott, what's going on?
Happy New Year. And may I just jump in? Like the Rose Bowl is like the greatest sporting event of the year, in my opinion, because what you were just talking about, that setting, the grass is gorgeous. The lighting is so good. The sunset, the parade, the tradition, it just, the Rose Bowl gives me goosebumps. I don't care who's playing in it. It's just an awesome event. And I really have some regrets that I didn't go several years ago when Michigan State beat Stanford. I should have just pulled the trigger. I had a Disney trip booked the next week, Mike. So I was like, I can't do that. And like, I kind of have a regret there, you know, I should have did it. But yeah, welcome to 2025. I'm so excited, Mike. This is a year, 2025. I can't believe I'm saying this. I've had on the calendar for almost 18 years because this is high school graduation year officially now for Emily. And oh boy, it's going to go by quick. But welcome to 2025. It's going to be an awesome year, awesome travel, awesome milestones happening, and I can't wait to talk and celebrate with all of you this year.
Got a lot going on. Like you said, you have, your senior Emily's graduating here this year. We have a podcast cruise in July, heading out on the Magic with some of our listeners. We're going to have a good time there. And my daughter will be a senior this year. So, not ready for that. And actually, she turns 17 tomorrow.
I know. Yeah. I was gonna go happy birthday shout out to Mallory too. Like, just so much happening right now.
And she keeps reminding me of that. She keeps saying, I turn 17 tomorrow, right? And then she keeps saying, I'll be an adult in like a year and a day. I'm like, shut up, stop. I'm like, knock it off, like for real. You give me a heart attack every time you say
time is to slow down. Like my Christmas gift I got from Rikki. Like the slowing down time machine. Like I need that.
Exactly. And speaking of Rikki, she is here from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and the Mouse for Less. Rikki, it sounds like a wild party happening. It sounds like New Year's Eve is still happening at your house. What's up?
New Year's Eve is definitely still happening at my house. So it's craziness in the house. I got the girl and dad just having a good time downstairs. So sorry, but that's what it's gonna bleed through a little bit. But it's crazy that it's 2025. Not gonna lie. Just mind blown. Let me just tell you, mind blown. I'm gonna have a 2-year-old here soon, so that's crazy too. Crazy. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, you'll turn around. They'll be 18. It's crazy.
I know. It's insane.
I mean, I'm telling you, this is what I got right here. This picture from Mallory this year for Father's Day. It's right here. Next thing you know, it's a picture of me. Like she was in the bassinet. The moment she was born, she grabbed my finger there as she was born, and boom, standing there next to me, all dressed up.
And 17 tomorrow.
Crazy.
Tomorrow. It breaks my heart. And it's a great thing, right? I mean, it doesn't break my heart, but it's like, God, it went too fast. Because I love being a dad. It's the greatest thing in the world. So, being a parent, awesome. All right,
I think you can hear Brian loves it too downstairs. So
no, I mean, and that's the cool thing about it. I love our show because we love our moms, because the Disney moms out there are great. But we love our Disney dads because we all get together here.
I said we love our Disney moms too. We love
we
all.
Do. I mean, absolutely. I mean, we got to, but I mean, we have tons of Disney dads that listen to our show, and we all kind of get it, right? I mean, because we all kind of can commiserate on all this growing up stuff too fast. It's like, and Disney's coming out with these. I gotta say this real quick too. Disney came out with another one of those commercials that I saw the other day, and again, they're nailing it with this commercial. It destroys me in 30 seconds, right? It was like, it's something to the effect of like, they go from like bottles to sippy cups to, like through the phases of life and how it goes so quick, and like, so you better take them on that trip now. And I'm like, stop, like, dude, you're exactly right. You're nailing it, but quit. Like, we don't.
I mean, if they want realistic marketing, they should put like the meltdown somewhere in between.
They don't do that. Yeah, exactly. Show a little fantasy land at 2:00 in July.
Yeah, that is the funniest thing. I know we're about to do some listener questions. Like, like everyone looks like they're like so comfortable, like outside, like on a ride, or like in front of the castle. And I'm thinking, like, man, the last time I was in front of the castle, I was like pouring in sweat and like with people all shoulder to shoulder around me. But obviously that doesn't sell like the product. But it's just so funny when I see those commercials.
Show the kid with his Mickey bar sitting on the black top.
Yeah.
Anyway, first question of the day is coming from Anthony, and he says, "Hey guys, few quick questions about marathon weekend coming up. By the way, I heard there was a late entry in a marathon weekend this year. Jack Frost.
Oh.
He's entered the chat. I'm just saying, get your layers. It's gonna be cold." He says, "We're staying at Coronado and wanted to make sure there'll be coffee for runners before boarding the buses to the races." I'm staying at Coronado, but I don't drink coffee. The good news is, though, they do have those Keurig machines in all the rooms at Coronado Springs, and they have fancy coffee packets. So I guess at 2:30 in the morning, it probably all tastes the same. I guess, in a pinch. But That place, Scott, you stayed at Coronado and you always went to the Barcelona Lounge, but
Yes.
would that be open at 2:30 in the morning? I
I
doubt
don't
it.
think it'll be open at 2:30 in the morning though. Like I can't confidently say that. Like now on a normal park day, like a non-run Disney, or like later on that day, it should be open by like 5:30, 6 a.m. I'd say, because I remember I would drop that, get a couple cafe bombs to start my day. But at 2:30, I don't think they're really going to make that exception for the runners, unfortunately.
That'd be a dedicated barista right there. I
It
mean,
would.
They
They
do-
could be missing out on some easy money there too. But hey, you know what? It'll be open when you come back. Maybe it's for some of those like 5K and 10K races, that are so early and like shorter distances. When you come back, boom, you can go to Barcelona Lounge and grab a coffee then.
I think that's the plan, right? You brew the little one with your Keurig in the like 2:30 while you're getting ready, getting your stuff together. Yeah, because you gotta have a little shot to get going. I mean, I don't. I just get a Coke Zero, but because I keep those.
I just got a shot of life. That's gets me going. I woke up today. It's gonna be a good day, right?
Yeah, but oh man, it's hard to get out that room when it's that early, when it's cold, and then that's why coffee would probably come in really handy during this. But get out, go, and then just come back and get a really nice drink, right? Because the Barcelona, what did you say you got? That sounded awful fancy.
Plus the Cafe Bomb. It is. Awesome. It is a spectacular coffee drink, and highly recommended.
Sounds good. All right, and he says, also, do they pick up at the main building that early, or do the bus stops around the resort? So they do go all the way around the resort at the 4 stops. You can just go to your closest little hut and, either the ranchos, the casitas, all that stuff. My wife is running along with my brother-in-law, so I just wanted to make sure that we got everything prepared. I've ran the marathon twice, but not since 2015, so a lot has changed. What is your favorite restaurant at Coronado?
Oh, we know what that is. Rikki, what's our favorite restaurant?
I mean, it's gotta be Maya Grill. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Exactly. Right, Mike? It's Maya Grill.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
But
Maya Grill is awesome. I think me and Mike talked about it recently on an episode. Like I think it was the last Friday's episode where we were talking about like storytelling, and like I just think Maya Grill is like a really underappreciated restaurant. But I love going to Three Bridges as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great place. They're open kind of later too. Maybe not so helpful over marathon, right? Because you'll be going to bed early. I can go to Toledo at the top too, and then like I still call it the Pepper Market. I know that's not what it's called anymore, but that's
del Coronado.
Thank you, Mike. That's a solid quick service. But I really enjoy Maya Grill, and I recommend getting a meal there while you're there for marathon weekend.
You nailed them all, man. You just swept the thing.
Well, I skipped your Rick's. I mean, but if you want some, yeah.
And the place that's never open, the Rick's Cafe, that you can
then
stay in.
The Dixie Pool has a good like counter service place too. I mean, there's just food to be had everywhere at Coronado.
Yeah, dude, that's why I stay there. I mean, it's why I'm there. It says, lastly, we're planning on going in April for one of my daughter's birthdays. Is it a better deal to book when we are on site for a better discount? We are Florida residents, Tampa Bay area, but no longer APs. We are looking at booking a package, 2 nights and 3 park days, single day passes. Thank you for everything you do to bring a little happiness and Disney magic to all our listeners. Lastly, go Bucks, Anthony. By the way, Anthony, you know what my dad's birthday present was this year? An autographed football from I just lost his name.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, yes, the quarterback of the Bucks. He's really excited. Yeah, so there you go. So and he got it. I didn't get it for him. He had connections with the Bucks, so he's super excited for that. But yeah, so you could do it depends if there's a bounce back for the dates you're looking for. But with a Florida resident rate, you're probably going to get your best deal. Florida resident rates are sweet. So being a Florida resident, you're going to be hooked up. So I book it like that. If you're going to get single day passes, you're going to want to just book a room only and then get your 1 day ticket there. All right. So that's Anthony. And Paul in the chat here has something to add. Said, I wanted to revisit Muppets taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. I think it's going to be a great thing, as it's going to force, he says in quotes, a lot more kids to see the Muppets, in turn, hopefully sparking them to ask for more of them. Rikki, what do you say to about Paul about this hot take, medium take?
Medium take. I like the idea of the fact that, because they're going to be included in such a popular attraction, that it will allow kids to kind of see the Muppets more. However, you have to remember that Rock and Roller Coaster has a very high height requirement.
Mhm.
So, kids had more opportunity to see the Muppets at the actual attraction, this show versus, on Rock and Roller Coaster. So I don't necessarily think it's going to force them into becoming Muppet fans. But I do like the fact that the Muppets are still going to be a presence in the park. This comes especially after just we were just in Hollywood Studios on Christmas Eve, and one of the things we did, two things that I had to do. I had to try Mama Melrose for the first time. And
first time.
It was my first time, and then I had to see the Muppets for potentially maybe the last time. So we did go see the Muppets, and it was so cool getting to see my 2-year-old almost daughter watch the Muppets. And she didn't wear the glasses, but she had a good time. She got to experience it, and watching her face, and just seeing things and getting it a little bit more. She definitely enjoyed it. And I have some great videos of her, watching the Muppets, because that was one of the memories that I wanted to take with me was her, watching the Muppets just for potentially one of the last times. So that was really cool to get to see. So if that is the last time I see the Muppets, it was well worth it.
It's the last time you'll see him in that location, possibly.
Probably, yeah. Well, with that whole show, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure that the movie will play on in some way, shape, or form somewhere. But the whole theater experience is something.
It won't be the same.
It will not be the same, no, for sure.
Because you won't have everybody looking at the back.
Absolutely,
looking in the back at the chef. Oh,
I know.
Not everybody looks in the back, and I'm like, what are you fools doing? Like,
what are you doing?
When I look in the back, then I look like I'm an idiot, right? But I'm
exactly.
Look in the back, like I'm not.
I get people to look finally at the people behind me, because they're like, what is he staring at?
No, exactly.
So you always get them to look at least. I should just start in the front row going forward. Well,
right. I've always wondered that, because I do look in the back, but like nobody else does, and I feel like I'm the fool. But it's like, no, I'm not the fool. I'm the one that's doing the right.
It's an important part of the show. I do that at Philhar Magic too. You got to look in the back too, and no one seems to look.
Yes, back. Thank you. That's why we're friends. That's why we're brothers. Dude, I'm telling you. But it's just one of those things, man. It's like I feel like reverse peer pressured or something. Like it's weird. Real quick, Rikki, what did you think of Mama Melrose? I can't believe you haven't been in there. That's such a solid little hidden gem. You didn't like it. I can tell your reaction here.
Hot take. Mike's not going to be happy with my.
So you like Coffee House in St. Louis better than Mama Melrose, then?
So Brian and I had this discussion actually, and we both like the rolls.
What's wrong with you?
So we tried, actually, it was a really decent pizza. Yeah, I know, right? It was a prosciutto and like hot honey pizza, which was actually really good. It was definitely hot. They had some kick to it, but it was actually pretty decent. We both really liked that. But we wanted to try the traditional chicken parmesan, and Brian kind of equated it to, he's like, where have I had, like, it tastes like a counter service chicken parmesan that I've had? And I'm like, I don't know. There's nowhere in Disney where we've had chicken parmesan. And then a couple days later, it dawned on him, actually, we have had counter service chicken parmesan that was probably just as good. And it was at Fantastic Four Cafe at Universal, because they have chicken parmesan there at the counter service. So yeah, it was serviceable. It was a serviceable meal.
It's not the Hill. I mean,
it was
the Hill in St. Louis.
There's definitely better. I can't believe I'm about to say these words. We liked Tony's better than we like Mama Melrose, and I can't believe I'm saying those words. And there's definitely better Italian, and honestly, I love the feel of the restaurant. I'm not gonna miss Mama Melrose. I think I'm excited to see what happens next. So, and I don't like
the best thing
on
Mama Melrose. The best thing on Mama Melrose is the strip steak.
I knew that you like
That is actually that's what my whole family gets. Like
Interesting.
for the pasta,
I should have
agree.
messaged you and asked what I should have gotten. Yeah.
I agree. The pasta is kind of hit or miss. I like the Caesar salad a little bit. They put one of those like crusted big pieces of cheese on the Caesar salad, which I
Nice.
like. But yeah, it's the steak. But
Ooh.
they have redone their menu recently though, so I assume that that's still on it because it was a pretty good meal, especially if you did like the dining package. Because then
Yeah, I didn't look for steak because
Mhm.
obviously I was going for pasta. So I didn't notice if there was a steak listed on the menu. But yeah, I definitely I like that Jason's making chicken parm for dinner. That's nice. Yeah, that's good. I hope it was better than Mama Melrose for us. So
No, I mean, I'm a simple dude. Pasta's all pasta to me, whether it's SpaghettiOs or Pasta House or
no, this
Melrose,
was
Tony's, it's all-
definitely not where it was at. I've definitely had better pasta at Disney and definitely had better
That's
that.
okay. All right, we got a question from Natalie over on Instagram. She says, headed to Disney World in May for my bachelorette party. Can you still go to the water park the day you check in? Haven't seen much on it. Thanks. Yes, that actually starts today. With
Yeah,
check-in.
it starts
25. Now, if you're listening live, not today, but as you're listening on the feed today, Happy New Year. Yes, on your, but it's gonna. Is it cold today down at Walt Disney World? I think it is. But hey, just wear your long johns to the water park, I guess, if they're open.
And May it won't be though for Natalie, but
no, it'll be May. It'll be perfect. Yes, you'll be.
I wish you could like choose which day you wanted to use it. Because
that's why they're offering it for free.
Because I'm in a situation
there because most people are going to get there late in the day and not use it.
We're like a first flight out type of people, or the last flight out. Where like we work and then fly down, which I actually need to start doing more because I can't really get my room until like 6 or 7 p.m. anyway. So what's the point in going early in the morning? So I'm gonna waste that ticket before I cruise because of that.
Yeah. Now I have heard the hack, and it's actually kind of brilliant. If you are doing a split stay, it will work on that first day of your split stay.
2 reservations. I mean,
so 2 reservations. So that is the night. It's a little hack for that is do a split stay and then go, whenever that day is. So that part's nice.
Well, the hack is like to go to All Star Sports, have 4 people in the room because then you're getting 4 admissions to a water park for the price of one night at a value. So then if you look at it that way, because remember you got an additional adult charge past 2, so you got to pay more for the 3rd and the 4th adult in the room, but the math starts to work if you do a split that way. But I mean, then you're like, it's getting all technical at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth all that work to get into the water park and maybe save $12?
That's one thing like I miss about Walt Disney World trips. It used to be like not work, and now they're starting to get a little bit of work, but yeah, I want the ease of not having to do that.
Yeah. The way I look at this, like, I don't even look at this as like it's like a package inclusion, right? It's like the mini golf tickets, right? Most people probably don't even think about them. Most people probably don't use them. But if it works out that you get, like, for example, when I go down next week for a marathon weekend, my flight lands at 9:00 in the morning. This would work out for me because I got a 6 a.m. flight. Like, okay, this would work out this time. Now, if I'm going down with my family, they hate that flight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably get in at like 2. And at that point, by the time you get your Uber and get your luggage, I'm not messing with a water park. And so Disney wins. And so that's how they're controlling the crowds, right? Because they know, I mean, they do know that probably 78% of the people are not going to take advantage of this. Otherwise, it'd be over because there's only one water park open right now. At a time, they're not going to. Maybe they will both be open in the summer, though. Who knows? Maybe they know that. That'd be nice. I mean, they used to be able to do it. We'll see. She has another question. We're also staying at Pop, but want to get brunch at Disney Springs. Are there buses from the Springs to the water parks? I feel like the answer is no. The answer is no. Mm-hmm. Because people would park there.
Right. True.
I'm in the mood for chicken parm now.
Sorry.
I know.
I'm in the mood for brunch at Disney Springs now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That sounds like good bachelorette party. You're gonna have some brunch. You're gonna maybe go to the water park and hang out at Pop Century. That's gonna be a lot of fun for sure.
Good. Natalie, where are you having brunch? Let us know over in the chat. Drop it in. There's another Natalie over. I don't think it's the same Natalie over on Facebook this time in the chat. Says, if you have time to take a listener question from the chat, I'd love some advice on which building to request for our first time staying at Caribbean Beach this coming March. We're a family of 5, so we need the 5th sleeper. and would love to be near the Skyliner. We welcome any suggestions. Thanks for tuning in, Natalie, on Facebook. Rikki, what do you say? What say you? We'll go to you first.
I say I don't know which building is which, so you're gonna have to chime in on this one. I've only stayed at Caribbean Beach once.
I go the Kokomo method.
So my building to go to is Jamaica. It's funny, Natalie. My first trip, I hate like repeating stories on the podcast, but I don't know who's all heard it. My first ever trip to Disney with my family was at Caribbean Beach in Jamaica in March at the same time you're going.
Nice.
This is the pre-Skyliner days though, but I just love those yellow buildings. I love their quiet pool. It's in a good location, and I think it's still relatively close to the Skyliner. Like the line goes over it, like so, like the path goes over the Jamaica buildings. But yeah, I would go with Jamaica. It's just a great spot, a great time for a first visit at Caribbean Beach for sure.
Absolutely. I say, and I'm exactly with Scott. I do the Kokomo thing. It's either Aruba, Jamaica. That's the two.
That's so two. Okay, got it.
The Beach Boys nailed it back before the Skyliner was even a glint in Disney's eye. So Walt Disney.
And I believe there's a fifth sleeper in those buildings, right?
Yeah, I believe they have them in both. So so Aruba's a little bit further away from the Skyliner hub, the Caribbean Beach Skyliner station, but you're closer to the Riviera Skyliner station, and you're also closer to the Riv. So you're also closer to the Madame Croque over at Primo Piatto. So bonus. And it's a real quick walk if you want to go to the hub. Like if you're going to the studios, you can just cut right through Jamaica, and it's like probably 3 extra minutes. So Aruba's kind of like the hack too. I mean, Jamaica gets you right to the hub quicker. So there's really like 6 and a half dozen the other, whatever that saying is. Like you can't go wrong with either. And both of them, you can cut right across that bridge across the water that has like the little playground and stuff, that area for the kids, and boom, you're right at the
But I don't like taking that Skyliner station if you're going to Epcot, because then you gotta wait longer, I feel like. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think you're better off going to the hub.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, the hub's better. It's more efficient. You're exactly right. Because then you got to kind of watch, and I don't know nobody's getting off that one. Dang. Nobody's getting off that one. Dang.
Yeah.
And Jason says, regarding the water parks, back hurts from your flight. Summit Plummet will fix you up.
That may cause it to be worse, I'm gonna say.
But shout out to Natalie too, the one that just asked that question. We got all sorts of Natalies on this episode, but that trip that we're just talking about, that Caribbean Beach one, is to celebrate graduation for 2025 senior. So way to go on your daughter there, Natalie. It's I'm telling you, 2025 is a awesome year to celebrate.
I feel like I need to get queue up Boys to Men Into the Road. So dude, I remember playing that at it was either they played it at my project graduation. No, it wasn't. I was DJing project graduation a couple years later at my high school, because like I did all the dances like after that, because my dad owned a big DJ company, and that was the last song I played, and I got everybody like crying.
Dude, I'm crying just now thinking about Into the Road.
Because like everybody was like in a circle, all the seniors, like it was project graduation. It was like 6 a.m. We had to kick them all out. They'd been there all night after graduation. It was like a big lock-in. We gave out a used car that night. It was wild. Wow. I know, like TVs, because like the whole community had been donating stuff. It was like to keep everybody from going out and drinking and driving. It was wild. But I ended with that song, dude. I had the emotions running hot. That was the song Boys to Bed back in the day. That's a Disney connection because they played Epcot.
Yeah.
Natalie, by the way, over on Instagram, they're going to homecoming. Here, the chicken and waffles is good for the bachelorette brunch.
Like that Hallelujah biscuit is my go-to.
Or high, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, the Hallelujah biscuit with a bacon old fashioned doesn't hurt either. But yeah, you're gonna have an awesome time with that brunch. Solid. That's my go-to meal at homecoming. I think dinner at home. Here's my hot take. I think dinner at homecoming is a little overrated. I think the restaurant in general is kind of overrated, honestly. But I do like the brunch. The brunch is pretty solid.
Do you remember that brunch that we had there where I just destroyed the plate? Like, I mean, I cleaned
it was the Hallelujah biscuit. Yes.
Yeah, no, and I cleaned it so hard, like they didn't even have to put that plate in the dishwasher. Like it was so.
The server said you are the first person I've ever seen finish this.
Wow, that's crazy.
That guy still works there too. I think he's just a regular, like, awesome server. I can't think of his name right now, but I've seen him there a bunch of times.
Oh my goodness. All right, Emily's got a question over in the inbox. Hey Mike, the BOGP gang. My husband and I are going to Walt Disney World in February for Princess Weekend. I'm running all 3 races, and so we have some great breakfast / brunch ADRs already. However, we just found out some friends of ours will also be down there with their family. They'd like to meet up for a meal, and we're not aware of how fast reservations fill up. If you had to suggest somewhere for a group of 8 2 kids, 6 adults to eat. That'll be easy to book now that we are past the initial ADR opening. Where would it be? Also, shout out to Scotty G from a fellow Michigander. Thanks, Emily. Look at that. You're getting
Emily in
shout out.
Michigan. I like Emily's in Michigan. You know,
There you go.
Seems like we have a lot of listeners in Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
There's dense
2 great states. Come on.
2 great states and 2 great states that like to get away during the winter months.
This is also true. Yes.
Dude, have you seen the forecast for January for like the eastern half of the United States? It's gonna be
I'm not looking forward
Oh
to
my
it, and I'm gonna cry.
true. I mean, like the whole eastern half of the United States is gonna be like the North Pole for like the
I'm
whole
gonna
It's
cry
the,
so bad.
polar
It's that
vortex.
feeling when you step out, just even let your like pet out, you're like your dog to go to the restroom, and you're like, I don't want to go outside.
And I have to walk Daisy. Like I actually have to walk her down the street. So yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
Literally.
my dog's like a pooping princess. Like she only poops at the pond. Like I got.
Oh no.
Oh yeah,
I'll just
dude,
say, like,
in the yard. Yeah, totally.
I'm very
yeah.
fortunate to have a office job. I'm already giving my early shout outs to like my brother who's a mailman, people that like work outdoors,
yes.
like you are the true hero. I feel like
Absolutely.
sometimes like in your industry of work, just being outside during those months, that's brutal.
Absolutely.
Back to Emily's question, the Michigander.
Yes.
So 2 adults, no, 2 kids. I get this all mixed up here. 2 kids, 6 adults. They're already, the window is open. So like we're sitting here killing time here, and Emily's like tapping, doing the meme here. Like, dude,
Hello.
give you some suggestions. Time's a wasting.
It's the week of between Christmas and New Year's. We're just goofy today, right?
I know that's
Yes.
exactly it. So where would you suggest a group of 8, 6 adults? Someplace they can still get in for a breakfast brunch.
A breakfast brunch where they could still get in.
So-
Go ahead,
I was
Scott.
thinking Kona, maybe Kona.
Yeah,
kind of
Kona's actually been kind of hard to get though lately.
Has
I've
it?
noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, I also do try very last minute, so that could be a potential reason why. But I mean, look, Kona has the famous Tonga toast, and they have the famous macadamia nut pineapple pancakes. So if you're gonna try somewhere, Kona is a good choice. But then again, I usually try like last minute, so that might be why I'm not getting it.
And I think it's fun to go there too if you got a couple kids, because the
Mhm.
Polynesian is always fun
True.
to see, and all
Facts.
that. Like you're close to you can see the Cinderella Castle
Right.
on the
Facts.
Polynesian, so I think it's a fun one.
A lot of the Disney Springs resorts restaurants have brunches, so that's something to kind of look into, and those are typically easier to get into, with the exception of Homecoming, like we mentioned earlier. But I know that a lot of those have brunches that are and breakfast options that are pretty easy to get into.
I do have another one for
Okay.
specifically brunch, but it is a resort, so not sure if you have a car. This one is challenging to get to, so you might have to use a minivan or some sort if you don't have a car. But that's my place at
Right.
Oak West. It's Olivia's.
Olivia's does
do-
have a good brunch.
They do a brunch, and so I've gotten my famous chicken meal.
Their brunch
like-
lasts a long time too. It
Yeah.
lasts till like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
so
I'll
that-
get it
yeah.
at 9 a.m. I'll get that
Yeah.
chicken meal. Like it's so
Yeah.
good. But they have this sombrero omelet that is unbelievable if you like omelets too. So like I'm surprised I actually didn't say Olivia's first. It's just kind of harder to get to than Kona, I'd say, but you can easily get 8 people there for sure.
I think
And
that's a good one.
And that's when you can still get the ADR for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that one. Also, I was thinking Steakhouse 71. That's an easy one to get to, and you could probably still get an ADR there for 8.
Possibly, yeah, probably. Yeah, the resort hotels are going to be the easier ones to get for the most part, minus the buffets. I mean, the buffets are all going to be potentially sold out. But that's kind of the nice thing is like even with a larger group, if you keep checking, you never know what's going to pop up. So, especially as you do get closer to the day. So, I would honestly keep checking over and over again and see what ends up popping up too. So, if there's just something, make an ADR that's, serviceable for you. But then if you keep checking and if something pops up that you're like, you know what, that sounds like a better option, then I would definitely, go to that. But there was another one that I was thinking of that has a really good brunch, and now I lost it. The Grand Floridian Cafe.
Yes,
they have a good brunch.
That is a
Yes.
good brunch.
They have a really good brunch too. Yeah, so that's
I love
another
that
option.
place. I would have never gone there if it weren't for Scott, and I've gone there.
Yeah, it's great. I had
You
they were
must have
this,
some dates there.
They were the seasonal pancakes the last time. But I had a strawberry cheesecake pancakes the last time. Oh, those were so flipping good. So they have really good options.
I'll just say,
cafe.
I struggle with that place now if it's not breakfast because they took my lobster thermidor burger off the menu. The French fries were these seasoned steak fries that were like so flavorful, so good, and now it's like not even close to what it used to be there. So like so breakfast would be like my pick for that. So like or like a brunch, right? So
yeah,
and that's a nice pick. And good luck to Emily doing the races. Princess weekend. Oh my god, that's like my favorite Run Disney weekend, and I'm not going to be there. So good luck to you, and just have an awesome time from one Michigander to another.
Yep, and hopefully the polar vortex is gone by then.
That's one can only hope. I mean, I'm going to be cruising like a couple weeks before then, so let's definitely hope it is.
Exactly. Hopefully the ice age is ended by then. Let's hope. All right, last question of the day comes from Amy, and she says, hello and happy new year. I have a maybe silly question about the specialty lounges on the cruises. Here we go. We are new to cruising and have sailed the Wish. We are new to cruising and sailed the Wish in early 2024 and are sailing on the Treasure this spring. I saw the Haunted Mansion Parlor and Skipper Society are listed as adults-only lounges on the Disney website. That prompted me to go look, and Hyperspace Lounge is also listed as adults only. But my 9 and 11-year-old kids definitely went in and got a non-alcoholic drink earlier this year. So what's the deal? Did we just get super lucky and everyone looked the other way when we brought in the kids? Is this rule only enforced in the evenings or for certain events? I'm so confused. Thanks a bunch in advance for your help, Amy. I do think these lounges are adults only, technically. I don't think there's supposed to be kids in there.
I'm wondering if it's kind of like Trader Sam's at Walt Disney World, where like before 8 o'clock, it's
time
like
of day.
You can bring in kids technically, but it's not necessarily something that's done all the time. But then after 8 o'clock is the hard shut off of no kids allowed. So that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I didn't see any. I obviously haven't been on the Treasure, but when I was on the Wish, I didn't see any kids in the Star Wars lounge. But I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Now, it would be a little difficult, I think, to do that for
the Skipper Society / Tiana's, because it's like an open area that you.
And that's where they do they do trivia there all the time.
They're like live music and all kinds of.
That's what makes me think. I think I heard like the 8 o'clock cutoff is the thing. So it's probably after 8 that it's adults only. If I had to,
I saw absolutely no kids in like Haunted Mansion Parlor.
Right.
Periscope Pub. I saw no kids in the Scat Cat Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's only for like the rows, like the upstairs. I
would assume that would be the case.
I think that's really like only where it's enforced. But
yeah,
because I think about like the Dream. I know we're talking about the Wish here, but the Dream, like you have to walk through the lounges sometimes to get somewhere. Like you have to walk through Pink if you want to go somewhere. So like. I know, like, I mean, that's not like a kid stopping by and like getting and hanging out at Skyline or something.
They don't like hanging out at
sometimes you just have to
bar?
walk through sometimes you just have to walk through those areas too. So, but I know the Wish is laid out a little different, but
yeah.
You know what, Amy, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to be on the Wish here, like in a month or so. I'm going to do some research on that.
Good for you.
And the thing is, like, if you take a kid in there, they're not going to be mean to you. They're just going to, they're probably just going to say something like,
But the fact that they have kids drinks, right? Because like I mean, Emily and Mallory, they're like older, they're like basically adults now, but I mean they were at this Hyperspace Lounge and they got like a Shirley Temple or some kind of like Virgin Daiquiri or something.
True. They did
So they do have a menu for like mocktails, in which some adults want mocktails too, so that's probably why as well. But
interesting, I never thought about that. Now, see, the thing is, when I was on the Treasure, though, there were a few kids, but I mean there were very few kids because it was mostly like vloggers and radio people and stuff, but there were some kids in the kids clubs, not many, because we went through there. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. If you have a question, drop it in the inbox. Just send that to Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Put listener question in the header, and we'll get that on the next show, or join us as we record the shows. We'll be recording them again next Monday at around 5:30 Eastern. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch, and be a part of the fun. You can just drop in a question right away, and boom, you're a part of the show. But don't forget, our podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan a great Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney trip. for no additional cost to you. And if you like your food free for Walt Disney World here next summer, you need to check out the details right now over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It is beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. You click through that, you do all your shopping, and it supports the show, and boom, your stuff shows up, same price, and everybody's happy. It really does help us out. So again, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you for your support on Patreon. You guys make this show possible. We can't do it without your support. You can support us just $5 a month, keeps us going, and you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Support us this week, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can keep up with us on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike. Scott is at Epscott, EPSCOT. You can also check him out at Must See Adventures on YouTube. Rikki's at Rikki Nibs, RIKKINIBS. And you can check her out again at a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and themouseforless.com. And don't forget, drop by the clubhouse. It's free. We have fun hanging out, talking Disney and all kinds of stuff all the time. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, we're going to be back again on Friday. We're going to play a little over under. So we're going to talk about, we had a question Sunday night. One of our listeners said a bus driver, we're not calling you out, Jason, but we are. A bus driver told our listener, Jason from Michigan, that a bus at Walt Disney World drives 1,000 miles a day. No. We started calculating in our heads live on the air, Scott and I. We said under. We I don't know if we did the math right or not, but that got us thinking. We're doing over and under on Friday shows. So that's coming at you. So we might even do like on an average 7-night cruise of the Disney Treasure. 8 soft serve cones. Over under typical guest. How many cones do they consume? Now, if it was me and Scotty G, that's an over 4. That might be before sail away. I'm just saying it could be. We're talking average guest. So come along, play with us. And if you're tuned in live, you got to give us some situations and we'll over under your situation. All those folks who are tuned in live. So we have a big audience right now. So let's play. But if you're just here for the show on Wednesday, come back Friday and just play along in your car as you're hanging out this weekend. So until we get back together again, for Rikki and Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday and Happy New Year. Let's make 2025 awesome. Thanks for supporting the show. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and Happy New Year.
Now, if it was all all buses, then yes. But this was like they were talking one single bus does 1,000 miles a day, which
in a day, yeah, like one shift.
I mean, for me to drive from my house to Florida, it's only like 400 and something miles. So, I mean, it takes me 7 hours to do that. So there's no way it could do 1,000.
I think it'd have to be 50 miles an hour for 18 hours straight.
Yeah, because I drive 75.
Yeah, I don't think a single bus can do 1,000 miles in a day driving on 48 square miles.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Oh, check us out.
No, it's definitely not 8 hours of nonstop driving. That can't be the case.
A lot of the time they sit like at the magic. They sit at their destination most of the time. Well, probably at least 25% of the time they're idling.
Right. I mean, like I said, if it takes me 400, or if it's about 400 miles down to Florida for me, and I'm driving 8 hours at 70 miles an hour or 75. I mean, that's the math ain't math in there. So.
Look at that. Jennifer was reminiscing about spinning wheels yesterday. They're younger and they may have heard me spinning the tunes. I'm sure they did. They were there at some point.
Nice. Spinning wheels is still open? Oh no, they're not. They were reminiscing.
They paid Ron $1 million just so they could knock over the rink and they built a Gold's Gym.
Oh, that's right. The Gold's Gym is there. Yeah.
They paid him $1 million.
Nice.
Just to have a lot.
That's right.
Do the show. Here we go.
Over unders I have not brought up before.
I know. So we got to kind of come up with some new things. Here we go. We'll figure it out. We always do.
Definitely the pressure of being live.
I know. And the chat room could help us if you're kind.
I know. Please help us, chat.
Please.
You're our only hope.
All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 2619 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready to settle into the first weekend here of 2025. We're going to have some fun and play a game that we've played a couple times here on the show. We're going to do some over-unders when it comes to Disney situations. We talked about this a little bit at the end of Wednesday's show. Take a situation like how many miles does a Walt Disney World transport bus drive in a day, and throw out a number, and the other folks will go over and under, have a quick little debate, and we'll never know the answer. So we'll just kind of leave it to you for discussion. We'll talk about it in the clubhouse. It's going to be one of those shows that'll probably continue in the clubhouse. So make sure that you are joining us at beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse, or it could start a great argument in your car. If you're on a road trip this weekend, maybe driving back from your holiday vacation, you can be like, man, Mike was so right and Rikki was so wrong with that.
Thanks, Mike. That's nice. Yeah.
Or Rikki was so wrong and Mike was so right.
Yeah, there you go.
Either way you want to say it, it'd be perfect. Or Scott was just be right down the middle. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm just playing with you. All right, so joining us today from Must See Adventures, where you need to like, subscribe, comment, and get on that ship with him because they're ready to get off the ship. They're almost to the end of the cruise that went for a year. It's been crazy. He's won trivia. He's won Name That Tune. He's had on a crown on his head. He's gone to France. He's done it all. Got to check it all out. Scotty G, Happy New Year. Happy Friday. What's up?
Happy New Year, Mike. I'm basically the most popular guy on the ship, basically, at this point.
On the ship, exactly.
I mean, I've been on it for 2 weeks. You know, the crew knows me by name by now. So, yes. But, yeah, happy New Year again. You know, is it Friday? Like, still, like, it's like,
I know, right?
Every couple of days I'm having a weekend here. So, I don't know what's going on. But I'm missing my routine a little bit. But not missing 5-day work weeks that much, really. But, yeah, happy to be here on a Friday. Hope everyone enjoyed the bowl games over the week. We had some more college football playoff games going on, and I'm just happy here to hang out with my friends and talk Disney today.
Reality hits hard on Monday, right? Because that's when we fall into like getting back to the routine, and then like it's going to be apparently super cold most places in the country.
9 inches is what we're looking at here.
Yeah, the holidays are over. I mean, a lot of us go to marathon weekend, so that's fun because you get to go to Walt Disney World, but this is one of those where you gotta, you've just eaten 17 pounds of Christmas cookies, and now you got to get out there at 2:30 in the morning, stand in a parking lot, and then you got to go run. Dude, what's up with that? Why can't we just ride rides? I mean, at least you get something at the end. You get a medal because you're out there.
An awesome medal.
Cool.
And you get the
cool.
You get that accomplishment, like I've always said this to people that like making resolutions. Oh, we should do like a New Year's resolution episode or something.
We should,
because I love doing that stuff. And right off the bat, the first week of the year, like I've already ran a marathon, so like, what more?
I do like that Disney does it like right the second week of January, right? Because you just like I ran a marathon this year. Like I'm good.
I'm good.
That's what I always say. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Like in February, if I did one in January, I'm good for this whole year.
Yeah, you're like smoking so many people on their goals already, like 2 weeks in.
Check. I already did that. Done. All right. Rikki's also joining us. She's from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and the Mouse for Less. Happy Friday, Rikki. What's going on?
Happy Friday. And I screwed this week up because I'm already back to work. So I was off for over 10 days, and now like I'm back to work again because I'm crazy. So I didn't, but at least it was only 2 days this week that I worked, and then I have a weekend, and then I get to go, then I have to start all over again. But it's I messed up. I messed up.
It is one of those things, like at least in my, like I was having this discussion with like Pam, right? Because she's a teacher, gets 2 weeks off for Christmas, all that stuff. So they, and Mallory's been off and Paige came home for a couple days. But like in my line of work, I have to work every day because I got to keep up with emails. People could have emergencies on their trips and so forth. So like I do seriously work every day. And so like I get up at the same time, Monday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter, Saturday, Sunday, Christmas Day, it doesn't matter. So I am like Groundhog Day. It doesn't matter. So I don't get out of my schedule, but my girls totally make fun of me because I am the most predictable person in the world at this point in my life. Like I I stay in a routine. Like doesn't like Saturday means nothing to me. It's the only thing is like where we go out to eat's different. Like it's Saturday is no different than Tuesday is no different than anything. It's so weird at this point in my life. My life is pretty boring. You know, the only good thing is like Friday nights during football season, we go to the football game. That's it. We go to Dairy Queen. Anyway, I get to go to Disney this week though. So blah.
Yay.
Next week on Wednesday. So okay, so let's play this game. So let's do a little over under. And does anybody have one they want to lead off with? Who wants?
I got a couple written down. But...
All right,
right.
Go
ahead, Scott.
All right, so one of the 4 greatest theme parks at Walt Disney World is Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I love Animal Kingdom Park so much. And I'm going to ask you to this. I'm going high, too. I'm going at 75% is going to be your threshold here.
Oh, okay.
What is the over under of 75% of guests that visit Animal Kingdom on a given day ride Kilimanjaro Safari?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh.
I mean, it's the flagship attraction to me in that park. It's actually the greatest Walt Disney World attraction, I think.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's a fantastic attraction.
And all ages can ride it, right? So like little kids can sit on a lap, you know, older folks can go to it. It's a handicap accessible and all that. So
the only thing is you can't ride it pregnant. I do know that for a fact.
Oh, okay.
You cannot ride it as a pregnant person.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
Thank you for that fact. See, Rikki, you're bringing all these facts.
I'm bringing the knowledge, right? Exactly.
I know because there's always signs on every attraction, right? Like who can ride. I never noticed that was a pregnancy.
I have a hot take on this one.
Oh.
Okay.
You want to know my hot take? I don't think there's any attraction at Walt Disney World in any theme park that would ever hit 75%.
Oh, wow.
See, I think Animal Kingdom could because it's a smaller park with not as many attractions.
I do agree on that point.
Well, like Magic Kingdom would be hard because there's so many attractions. I feel like for 75% of the guests coming through to go to, but the Safari holds so many people because it's such a huge footprint.
But it's way in the back, and you have to make your way. Like you got to assume that you'd have to assume. Okay, make the assumption that 100% of the guests make it all the way to the back of the park.
Right.
And that 75% of that 100% of the people that make it to the back of the park get on the attraction. And like you said, you're now eliminating people that are expecting. I'm trying to think about
it. Have you gone to Animal Kingdom and not ridden the Safari?
Yes, many times.
Oh, really?
I think I have, but it's not very often. Let's put it that way. I
wouldn't say many times, but I would say I've gone to Animal Kingdom and not ridden the Safari probably 20%.
Okay.
I have,
because you go there and you think like, oh, there's 5 rides I can do.
It depends on the wait time though for me. Like if the wait time is like above 45 minutes or so, I'm not waiting in line for it. So even no matter how many attractions are in the park. So I'm gonna go with maybe just under, like not like I'm gonna say like 70% probably do. I know that's not how the game.
It's a high percent. I mean,
it's still high. I think a majority of people overall do Kilimanjaro safaris, but I don't know if it's going to be up to that 75 threshold. But I do think that it's a large.
I mean, it's
number
3 out of every
guests.
4 people. It's a huge chunk, but I just see those wait times all day, just like so high. And I just think about the capacity of that ride, and
it's huge.
What you go to Animal Kingdom for, in my opinion.
I agree with you. It is the attraction.
That's why I asked the question, because look at the conversation it's
and that's why it's not really the number, it's more the conversations that I like about these kind of shows. Like it makes you kind of think.
Would you say it's the most ridden ride at Animal Kingdom then?
No.
Yes, I would say.
So you think there's something that's more than 75% then, or 70%?
I would most ridden ride there because it reaches it's the most accessible ride, and it's
the most accessible, but I still don't know if Flight of Passage would beat it.
Not everyone can do that.
I know, I get that. Not everyone can do it. That's true. But when you look at the wait times of Flight of Passage, but then you also look that Flight of Passage has a limited. I don't know. That one's tough.
Because I
wish there was a way to know these stats.
I know that would be great. Yeah.
That's why I love these kind of shows, because it makes you really kind of dissect things. Okay, that's a good one, because everybody that's good for everybody in the car. Everybody gonna argue about it.
I'm gonna say my answer is I think I hit the number.
I think, yeah, you're like, I think I hit the number. I got it.
When you're close, it makes better debate. Like,
but you two brought some great counters, and we got the chat kind of saying under two, and now I think about that is a massive number though when you think about like how many people are entering that park. That every person through that turnstile, you're going to take 3 of them, or just take one person out, and everyone's going to Kilimanjaro Safari. I don't know, but it's wild. It's a long day though. They're open.
It is a wild park, so there you go.
All right, so I'm going to throw one in because I came up with this one. Okay, so here's my number. My number is 42%. 42% is my number. Okay, so, and this is for people on property at any given time. Okay, so it's the people at the hotels, people in the theme parks, any given day. 42%. Over, under, those people visit Disney Springs that day, or within their, like, the time they're there. So, like, if they're there for a week on a vacation, they're like, somebody like me that comes down for vacation. I go sometime within my stay, or like Rikki, you're like kind of commuting back and forth from the villages or whatever, that you do go to Disney Springs on like one of your 3 days, like back and forth. Like you go over for like a dinner or a show.
I don't actually.
Okay, so but 42% over, under. So what do you think? Like,
I'm gonna say under for sure. Because like I said, I and if I go to Disney, I usually go every other month. Roughly. So if I'm doing that, I'm taking about 6 trips a year, and I would say that I would probably go to Disney Springs maybe 1 or 2 of those 6 trips, maybe. So it depends on what's going on. It depends on, how my trip is laid out, whatever. If there's something that I want to experience, like a lot of times I'll go during the holidays for the Disney Christmas tree stroll. I didn't get to it this year though, because the way my trip was set up, it didn't work out. So I would say that less than 42% go to Disney Springs on their trips.
Okay. What do you think, Scott? Because
I'm over. I'm definitely over, because I think about like people that are like only go like once a year, or it's like or every couple of years. Like I feel like they take a longer trip. I think most people take like a 5 to 6 day trip. I think
it's like an average like a 5.
Yeah,
and I think most people are going to do like a 4-part ticket maybe, or maybe a 5-day ticket. They're going to have like a day where they want to do the pool, or go to Disney Springs, because they can park there for free. They can like do like a lot of shopping. They're going to do their souvenir shopping there, or a lot of times they might not be able to book restaurants, but there's availability at Disney Springs for restaurants. So, and I'm not going to say I'm not going like the 75% I do in Kilimanjaro Safari. I think it's not much higher than 42%, but I think it's over for sure.
You see, I don't know. I mean, I tried to throw that number there so it was like close, so it made you kind of think, because I think it is kind of around there. I don't know if it's up to 50. I think Disney would love if every other person.
I'm sure they would, yeah.
Because I think that's a gold mine over there, because you're either going to eat shot, you're going to spend money when you go there, right? It's not a ticketed venue, but you're going to go there to spend money on entertainment, retail, or dining. And it's, but I mean, I wonder if I just wonder what I think you're right though, Scott, because it's mostly people staying on site, and you're going to probably go there because World of Disney is probably a big draw. Maybe you want to go to Bolt, Splitsville. Maybe you want to go see Cirque du Soleil, because that's just, a unique show. You want to see Drawn to Life. I don't know.
I honestly think a lot of offsite guests will go there, because
I agree with that.
Because if you're an offsite guest without an annual pass, you can park there for free, and you can get your Disney fix. I'm not getting my Disney fix at a resort. Yes, we're getting it when we go to the park. So I might hop over to Disney Springs and see some stuff. So
especially after this week, like, looking at the number of people who were trying to park at Disney Springs during this last holiday week, I would absolutely agree with that. That a lot of people are, especially because a lot of people don't have their annual pass right now, they were blocked out. So they were like, okay, well, let's get our Disney fix by going to Disney Springs. So I do agree with that. I think a lot of people offsite go to Disney Springs to get their Disney fix for sure.
Well, I did that like during cheer competitions, right? We're staying in the Disney Springs hotel.
That's true. You did.
Walk over Earl's Sandwich, get my sandwich, walk around, just get a little quick Disney fix, and we go to the competitions. So good thought. Okay, Rikki, give us one. What we got?
Okay. All right. With this new addition of allowing guests to go on their first day to a water park. Okay, so we don't really have any real stats on this, but obviously yet, because this is just being rolled out. But I believe that 30% of guests will utilize this new perk. So over or under, do you think I'm too high or do you think
I'm a
I'm
big
too low?
under.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
I'm single digits on this.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I am too.
all right.
I would go. I would say 10% would be right in the ballpark.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. I just didn't, I mean, you get a free day. So like and I get where Scott was coming from. I think we talked about earlier with, he gets in so late. So that free day is basically wasted on him because the park is closed. But if you do get there early enough and it's, look how many people, like I said, like to go to say something like Disney Springs because you don't have to burn a theme park day at that point. So I that's why I was wondering if you guys thought more guests would start to use their, that free day at the water parks and if it would make the water parks a little more,
I'll be very curious and I hope it's more because I think the water park should get utilized, but I think a lot of these people are just going to hang out at the resort, maybe like waiting for their room. Like, but you could wait for your room at the
water park.
Yeah, but one of the worst things, like this is just me. Like I can't like really get my vacation started until like I'm checked into my room. That's why I have this pet peeve that it's been bothering me lately that my check-in times are like after 6 or 7 p.m.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm not going with you. You have bad luck. I've been getting good luck lately, dude. You have a bad streak going. Yeah.
But because I just want to get in. Like I feel like I don't want to be at like Epcot or Disney Springs or somewhere, and then I get the text that my room is ready. Like I want to be there and ready to go, so I can like get my stuff unpacked and all that. But I might be the different one in that. But I'm mostly going to hang out at my resort. I feel like waiting for my room, but maybe we'll be a little higher.
So I have a philosophy on this. I think this is one of those things, and I think there's a few things like this when it comes to Disney vacations. I think this is one of those things that it is ideally it's a great idea. So when you're planning your trip, when you're 2 months out, you're like, I'm absolutely going to go to the water park on my arrival day. And then in practicality, when you get there, you're like, it's too much work.
I'll give you that.
Disney knows this, right?
That's true.
Because they're allowed to market this as a big add-on, as a big promotional thing to get you to stay on site. Like we're giving you a free water park day. And we're giving you 4. You have a family of 4. You have 5 people in a 5th sleeper room over at Caribbean Beach. Like we're giving you this. I mean, that's a few $100s worth of water park admissions right there on your first day of arrival. But they know that it's, say, one flight delay, you're out. If things have to work pretty optimally for most families to take advantage of this. I think the numbers are going to be very low of people that actually, and if it does, I mean, I think it's a great incentive because you don't lose. I mean, it's only a win if you get to take advantage of it. And the thing is, it takes the pressure off too. If you have never gone to a water park, and you want to kind of get a little brief sample of it, and you don't feel the pressure of like, I have to go for 8 hours to get my money.
Right.
You can get a quick sample of 2 or 3 hours riding the slides, doing the lazy river if you want that. And that makes it make sense. But I just think it's going to be like 10% of people that actually make it happen. Cause there's a lot of things that have to happen in the right order for it to work.
That's true. So selfishly, I would like to see this be about that 30% number, just because I would like for them to have to open both water parks again at the same time. I think that would be, I think that would be the marker right there of if we started hearing the rumblings that, hey, both water parks are opening and they'll be both open, then I think that it will prove that this was more successful than, we think it's going to be. But that's the only thing I can think that would cause Disney to be like, hey, we need to open up both water parks again at the same time. So.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, because you'll know. I mean, because there is a potential that everybody would take advantage of. I mean, because you never know. Like people could all book early flights, and it would be overwhelmed. I mean, it's just Disney has these internal numbers.
Oh, I want to try it. I'm so bummed that I'm not going to be able to because I'm in the perfect situation where I would use it because I don't have a theme park ticket. Going down early for a cruise as one should, right? So
yes.
It's perfect for your situation. It is exactly what you should do.
But the problem is I'm booking 2 days early, so so I can have extra buffer, and now I won't be able to use it because I'm taking a late flight. But I get it. They're not going to want to add it to your whole package for your whole stay because then that could probably. Then they know it'll get used more.
They want to make it so they can offer it, but they don't want you to use it.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. They want to offer it and say that we do this. But
I'm trying to be mean, but they don't want 100% redemption rates. I mean, think about the mini golf. Okay, real quick.
True.
What do you think the redemption rate? Let's just throw out a number just real quick, like just like a lightning bonus round. What do you think the redemption rate is on those package mini golf vouchers? I would say that's probably my guess, 17%.
Oh, I was going less. I'm going 5%. I've never used one ever.
I've used them, but you got to use them before 4 when it's like hotter than Hades.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never even been to the mini golf course.
I bet you most people don't even know they have them.
I bet you it's extremely small, but I would reverse that and ask you how many people that play mini golf use the voucher, because every time I go there, they ask me if I'm using that. Oh, do you have the package or whatever? Do you have the free golf? I'm like,
that's good.
And I'm like, no, I just really love miniature golf.
I just really like being here.
But I know you have DVC, and I'm a DVC member. But they're just like trained to ask that question, because I bet you it's like 60% of the people that play mini golf use the package. I bet you, but I don't think the people that get the package, it's got to be like 2%. Yeah, I think it's got to be really small.
Way high. That's way high because people don't even know they have. Okay, for Glim in the chat real quick. Let's throw this one in for Glim because he's been playing right along with us. He says we forgot about the mini golf. Everybody forgets about the mini golf. By the way, you have package, you have mini golf. You got to do it before. You can do Fantasia Gardens, or you can do Winter Summerland. It says number of rides the average guest gets in a day at Magic Kingdom. His over under is 10. Rikki, over under.
So are we counting like going to Country Bear Jamboree as a ride, like attractions?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Gosh, I know that Len at Touring Plans has done this math.
I won't overthink this. Let's just go.
I know. I'm like, I know this math exists somewhere too, and I'm like, what does Len say?
Just answer it.
I'm gonna say it is about 10. So I'll go with under with just 9, because I think it's probably close to 10 for sure. So I'm gonna go with 9.
Okay, so you're under. What do you say, Scott?
Mike, I'm going over, because I think the average guest is probably going to stay in that park most of the day.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be your average Magic Kingdom guest, because I'm going to take like a 6-hour break in the middle, or I'm going to park hop over later, which actually a lot of people could park over later too, I think. So that's where it kind of hurts me if there's park hopping involved. But someone that like starts their day there and ends their day there, even with a break, I think it's going to be over 10.
I'm going slightly over as well. And here's my philosophy on this, because I've heard, and this is just that I've heard, that more than half the people now are buying Lightning Lane multipass. Okay. So if more than half the people have that, they're going to get in more attractions than normal because they're using that to their advantage, right?
That's
so that's
true.
going to already buffer them to the higher side of attractions that day. So if more than half the people are doing kind of on the higher side of attractions, then your everyday guest, that's going to, kind of skew the numbers a little bit higher. So I'd say probably the average guest is maybe getting in like 11.5 or something like that. If looking at that, I don't know. It's probably not higher than 12. It's probably 11-ish if I had to guess.
I know, that's where I was going. I was like, do I go under with 9 or do I go over with 11? That was I knew like 10. I think is probably pretty darn close.
Well, because I think people listen to our show, we kill the number, right? Because I'll go to Magic Kingdom and do 3 attractions. Like I'll do the Carousel of Progress and eat an ice cream and get a popcorn bucket and leave. Dude, I killed.
I did one when we were there on Christmas Eve. We did. We got Lucy's haircut. I stood in line for a popcorn bucket, which I got my gingerbread popcorn bucket. Woo! Yes, go me! And we rode the TTA, and then we left, and we went and saw the new Polynesian. So yeah. That was our day. So yeah, I did 1.
10's a good number though, because I think 10 you're pretty happy with your day at this point. You feel like if it's 10 attractions you liked, 10 of your favorites, that's a lot. All right, Scott, give us another.
I do remember Len though. He used to like have like a survey for that. Like it would be like, how many attractions a day would make you feel like satisfied? I wish I could remember what the number was.
I wish I could remember the number too.
Back in the day, I want to say it was low. It was like 8.
I think it was 8. Yeah,
I think it was 8. Like
I think it was 8.
Average.
And that just was that magic. It was like throughout the whole day if you park hop and all that. Like
But I was,
Like,
shocked
honestly,
because
that would be my magic number. I would be
back in
fine
the
if I
day,
did 8 attractions in a day.
I used to tell myself like 8. Are you kidding me? Like I went all 1,000 miles to do 8 attractions in a day. I'm like, but now that I'm older, I'm like, dude, 8, that's fine.
It sounds great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. All right, Scott, let's go one more. What we got?
Okay, so this is like a goofy one, and shout out to Glim who was our statistician, like we would talk
Yes.
about like an around the horn. Thanks for getting those stats. My 75% almost seems impossible based on the rides per hour for Kilimanjaro Safari and
Yeah,
like
but
park
that's
capacity.
assumed. That would also assume that the park hit capacity at 60,000
Yes, which I don't
a
know if
day, which
Animal
I don't
Kingdom
think it
ever hit
does.
park
I don't think it
capacity.
hit 60,000 on New Year's Eve.
So
So,
many
you know.
hypotheticals today. Yes.
Yes.
But so maybe 60%. I don't know. But anyway, so this is interesting. Like this one, and I'm just gonna throw a number out there. I really don't have any train of thought on it. Maybe we'll just call the number 5,000. So over under 5,000 guests get stopped by security entering a park for bringing in like an item that's prohibited.
Oh.
So you walk in and they see like, oh, you got something that's not here or whatever, and they have to like leave it or for whatever reason. Maybe that's a high number, but just think there's a lot of guests entering these theme parks every day. So I'm going 5,000.
So wait,
You're
question.
talking like in one park in one day. So like the Magic Kingdom in one operational day.
No, I'm talking about the whole Walt Disney World property.
A whole lot for like one day.
And
yeah, for one day.
Where they get stopped or where they actually have something?
No, they actually have something.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I think of more than 5,000 people get stopped. I see.
Oh,
I see
yeah, for sure. I
mean,
mean, heck, I get stopped every time because I have my umbrella.
Umbrella or whatever. But they have to actually take something.
Oh.
Maybe I went too high on this number, but it's a conversation.
It's definitely lower if they actually have.
I don't know, man. I see it happen a lot.
I mean, Brian has accidentally almost brought a pocket knife into the
I think a lot of people don't realize they can't bring in like I've seen a security guard holding like a bottle of tequila once at the Magic Kingdom. It was the funnest party. I think more than you think, people bring in stuff that they shouldn't be bringing in, and especially at Disney Springs too. If you want to throw that in there,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Although, heck, well, that was before they had security. I was going to say that those one people brought in a grill. So, but that was before security was at Disney Springs. I'm pretty sure. So
you know that you can bring in a Thanksgiving dinner though.
Well, yes, that's at the Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
Epic. Yeah,
but just think, there's a lot of you're talking about Animal Kingdom could have up to 60,000 people. Like,
well,
just think how many people are in the Magic Kingdom coming in and out all day. I mean, security goes through a lot of people on those scanners, and you're not standing there all day watching everyone get in. Like,
it's true.
I think the number is going to be surprising to what you would think.
I think it is under
$5,000. Dude, that's a lot. Dude, that's a lot. I mean, what would they do with all that stuff? I mean, they'd have to get like
throw it away.
I know, but they just throw it away a lot of times.
I mean, they need like a couple box trucks, like just for the stuff. You kidding me? Okay. I mean, that'd be like a TV show. Like,
that'd be kind of funny, right?
It would be. I've heard like Alabama's got some kind of store where they take all the lost luggage. That'd be the new like Disney Plus shot, store.
Oh my gosh!
Well, like, what did we?
If you look at my list here, I started it off at 100. And then the more I thought about it,
you're like, no.
The more I thought about it, 100 is way too low. 1,000 seems low. Let's do 5,000. 1,000 for each park in Disney Springs is how I came up with it.
Like it'd be a picture of the guy, like his mugshot and his Patron bottle. Like that's the show. That's like the the snapshot on Disney Plus right there.
I would say maybe 2,500 if you're going all parks, like 500 each park, mayy, because you gotta think selfie sticks are included in that, and I think a lot of people don't really, even though they say like on the tram.
Do they still sell selfie?
They do, yeah. I think a lot of people don't bring in.
I just think a lot of people. And remember, this is like our audience knows what to bring. I think a lot of people go in there and just think I can bring whatever it is I want. Yeah. Like, I mean, I see this happen a lot.
I think you're right. Yeah.
In the parks.
I mean, yeah, I definitely experienced. I had the stroller. And I made it so that it was very easy. Okay, I took all the bags out of the stroller, carried them on my back, and then went through the detector. But the mom in front of me, she had the stroller completely weighed down with probably like 20 bags, and she's like, "Oh, I have to take them all out." So like, yeah, I mean, you have to think of that. Most people don't.
Honestly, I think a lot of people try to bring booze in the park.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people try to bring booze in the parks. I'm certain of it.
They probably put it in
Yes.
baby bottles or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Water bottles.
Sadly, like that is like that's just not cool.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
People
But
do it though. People like to break rules for some
yeah.
reason.
Oh, okay. Sparking that conversation, I think people are kind of shocked on the opposite side of that as to how much stuff you can actually legally bring into the
True.
theme parks, because I think a lot of people are shocked that you can bring in food and beverage.
Yes.
Like a lot of
absolutely.
places you cannot, like if they sell, like, I go to the local ball game or something, like if they sell, sodas, like when I go to our football game, I have to smuggle in a Coke Zero into the H, because they sell Coke product or Pepsi products. And I'm always like smuggling it in,
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Cause when I look on a lot of Facebook groups and stuff like that, I'll see the question get asked of can I bring food or drink into the park? And yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can bring in food. So
okay, so far we have the quote of the year for 2025. So far we're early. It's only January 3rd.
I like Jason's thoughts.
Jason says, down in Florida, the magic is gone the day I cannot bring in an Uncrustable.
Yes.
No truer words have been spoken so far. 2025. All right,
the days will be sad when I can't bring in a bag of Cheerios.
One of the craziest things I've seen someone eat in the park so that they brought in, I was in the Peter Pan queue, and it was like a bag of microwave popcorn, but it hadn't been popped. They were just like eating like the popcorn kernels.
No way, you just made my teeth hurt. Oh my god, my jaw is locked up. Oh
no.
That's like Iron Jaw.
I mean, my husband will eat the popcorn kernels when they're unpopped in the bag, when we pop the bag. But no, that's not okay to just bring in a bag of unpopped popcorn kernels. No, that's not.
You should have went on the Liberty Bell and like took that bag and put it on like top one of the steam pipes. You're right there. You have popcorn.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there's that.
Dude, we could write a story of so many podcast episodes of the things we've seen in the Disney parks.
Oh, for real. I got smoked out by some steam on that Liberty Bell one time. Dude, it like shot up and like came down on me, man. I mean, I'm not a litigious kind of person, but it got me. I'm just like, that's part of the experience, man. I was standing too close to the steam pipe.
Hey, remember when we got, shell casings from the fireworks?
Oh, yeah.
Was it New Year's Eve or 4th of July? I don't remember. Yes.
I don't know. But I mean, I just looked at it as like, dude, this is awesome. Illuminations was raining down on my
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
I was getting shells left and right. But I was just down one from Illuminations. That's just how I saw it. Dude, it was like, it was 3D. It was like, Muppet Vision 3D, but it was like 4D Illuminations, man. I was getting physically pounded by cardboard and like gunpowder. But I brought a piece home, I think. Somewhere.
It's next to your pine cone.
Yeah, exactly.
My pine cone's out in the living room. All right, Rikki, I think we got time. We got time for a couple more. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, now it's going to seem like I'm cheating, but I did have this in mind before Scott mentioned it. Over or under 25% of people get Disney popcorn while they're at the parks.
Oh.
I really was going to do this before you said somebody brought their own popcorn kernels.
Popped or unpopped?
Yeah, no, definitely popped. They're definitely getting popped. So 25%.
25%?
Yes.
On a trip in a day?
No, hang on. I want to change this. On you. Can I have liberty to change this question slightly?
You can change it slightly, sure.
At Disneyland. A day at Disneyland. Because I think this skews it a little bit higher.
I was going to say, if that's the case, I would say like 33% get.
I see more people with popcorn at Disneyland Park.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
So you said, what did you say? 25%?
I said 25%. Yeah.
I still think it's under. I still think it's under.
I think it's higher at Disneyland Park than anywhere else.
Oh, interesting.
Because I swear, people at Disneyland Park are either eating popcorn, or eating a churro, or they're eating corn.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're definitely right about the churro. Which, by the way, my hot take: churros are not very good. I'm sorry.
Oh, shut up!
I don't like churros. Oh, I don't care if they're at Disney World or Disneyland. I'm not getting a churro. It's not happening for me.
They're dunked in like caramel sauce.
No, doesn't matter. No, churros are overrated. So, whoops, hot take on for me.
I just don't think popcorn is getting eaten that much. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like, are you talking about groups of people too? Like, because my family, we're not going to get 3 popcorns.
No, that's true. You're going to get one popcorn. Yeah. No, yeah, groups of people. Yeah.
I mean, those people are all eating it. I mean, it's like, I'm not talking about like if 4 people are sharing a popcorn, that's 4 people eating popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd still say it's under 25%. That number's high though. Like I would say probably 15% eat popcorn in the park at Disney.
Oh, okay.
but still, I think the popcorn's so cheap. We see again, Scott and I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Like, dude, popcorn's almost like free. Like, it's so cheap to make, and like,
yeah, but it costs a
you're
lot
selling
at
it,
the parks.
you're selling it for a fortune. Even if you can sell it to 15% of the people in the park, you're making a fortune.
This is true. You are.
I mean, I always say like I want the popcorn. We
$25.
rarely get the popcorn though, but like at Disneyland, there's something about seeing like the popcorn machines. They always make one to get. We just see like the roasty toasty guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that is the best like marketing ever. Like I just want to get the popcorn just because of that.
That's true.
Where's your favorite roasty toasty at Disneyland?
Oh,
Mine's at the Haunted Mansion.
I like
The
the
Oogie
Harold
Boogie one?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
No, there's. I like the Harold one. The one of the the
There's one
Yeti.
at the Haunted Mansion that I like. I don't know.
Isn't there one of
One outside the Haunted Mansion?
the guy in Toy Story 4, like the evil Knievel?
Oh,
kinda guy?
Lotso. No.
No.
The four.
What's his
Oh,
name?
the evil Knievel guy. Yeah.
He's Canadian, isn't he? Isn't he like?
I
Yes.
cannot think of his name, and we're
It's
getting
Keanu
shredded
Reeves
by
is
our.
the voice of
He's
it. Yes.
Canadian. He's Duke.
We are getting
Nukem or
shredded
something.
by our
Duke
audience.
Kaboom! Duke Kaboom! That's it.
There's one of
That's it.
him. That's actually my favorite. There's a roasted toasty of him, unless they changed.
There is.
changed it
No,
out,
there
but-
is one. Yeah.
I love those. Why don't they have those at Walt Disney World? I guess
I
they
don't know,
know.
but they should. It would
They
increase
should.
their
It would be
sales.
so easy. Just bring in the little roasty toasties. Come
Like,
on, Disneyland.
I mean,
World.
if they put
It could
like
be like Disneyland.
for as much as people love this guy, they had like a Josh Tomorrow one. You know, everyone would just be like lined up to buy that one, right?
For real. Where are we at? I totally forgot. We got lost on.
We got to do one more, Mike. Close us out.
Okay, so I'm going to go Disney Cruise Line because we've kind of hit Disneyland. I was trying to hit all three things. So let's say on a Disney cruise, on one of the ships that has either the Aqua Mouse or the Aqua Duck, 37% of the guests will experience that thrill attraction during their cruise. Over under Aqua Duck.
Aqua Duck or Aqua Mouse?
Oh.
Two B things on the top.
It's gonna. You said how much? 30 what?
37% is where I'm throwing the number.
37. Okay.
I think I'm going under there, Mike, because I just think like I think a lot of kids are going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Right.
a lot of like
I kind of kept it low.
elderly folks are not going to
Grandma's
do
probably
it.
not Aqua Ducking it. Yeah, totally.
Exactly. And I feel like you see a lot of grandma and grandpas on Disney cruise ships, and then some people are just going to be so like into their day where like they walk by and they're like, oh, that line looks long, I'm not going to do that. Sometimes the ride is down to the winds and all that too.
Mhm.
So I'm going to say under because of that.
Ooh. Okay. I agree with you on the under. I think it depends on the number of kids on the cruise. But I still think it's going to be under than that 37%. Just because I don't know that a lot of adults are going to take advantage of them. Now I do. Bring it on. The only one I won't do is the Aqua Dunk because I don't like when I lose my footing and I drop.
I haven't done that yet. I can't wait.
That I won't do like that. No, thank you. I'm out on that. No.
Like a bank deposit.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. That terrifies me. Because I hate that feeling of the unknown of when you're gonna just drop. No, thank you. That. Yeah, I mean, as adults, Brian and I are absolutely riding the Aqua Duck and the Aqua Mouse. A couple of times. I feel like we're kind of anomalies in that. So I think that most adults are probably not going to be riding it. So I think it's under that 37% for sure.
I think again, this gets back to the situation with the free water park day, right? Where Disney offers, I think everybody before their cruise, right? Like I'm going on the Disney Dream, I'm going on the Fantasy, I'm going on the Treasure. Like you see okay, I'm going to do that sucker 3 times every day of my cruise. That thing is going to be awesome. And then in practicality, like Scott said, the day goes so fast when you're on the you're doing so many things. You're in port, you're going to dinner, you're trying to get dressed, you're doing a tasting, and then all of a sudden, like the day gets away from you, and all of a sudden that day you didn't get to do it. Then the next day it's too windy, or you got to have a double and you're a single, and that day gets away.
That's
and
the problem I run into. Yeah.
I mean things like that.
I wait in the line and then I get up there like, oh, we're shutting it down due to winds or whatever. Like, yeah.
So I think that's what keeps the number probably below even a 37%. And then the kids that like it, they'll probably do it 28 times during cruise. You have that like,
for sure.
And sometimes it's just like when you get to our age, like, it's like, man, it's too cold, and it's like 70,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
but-
right? Oh no, I don't want to get on that.
sometimes you're just like, I don't want to put on my trunks.
I do love it though. I
It is
did
awesome.
not do
I
the
do too.
I
do
love it too.
I did not do the Aqua Mouse around the Wish, so maybe I will on this upcoming
Oh,
cruise.
you
but
didn't?
No.
Oh.
Because
you've never done the Aqua Mouse?
I've never done the Aqua Mouse.
So you'll love it because I
You'll love
swear
it.
what it is, it's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
It is.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You love that attraction.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think what happened is just the last cruise, like it's a podcast cruise. I'm talking with people, I'm mingling, I'm doing all this stuff, and then like just I don't think I ever went into a pool. I didn't even go into the adults pool, which I'm hoping to do on this next cruise too. But again, that's a 3-nighter, and like I've already planned out my whole trip, so we already know I'm not going. So.
Yeah. So definitely get on it because it's really made for you because you'll like it. All right. Well, hey, that was fun. We had a good time there. I hope everybody else did. It was good. Over and under shows out. There we go. 0.
Yep.
This show is 100% over.
That's what I meant to do. See, I was hoping you'd jump in there because I was like, I don't know how to finish this. I don't know how that goes. You just nailed it. All right. So we're going to jump out of here and hope you have a great weekend. And we'll be back on Monday with a great trip report. But until then, don't forget, we are helping you plan great Disney vacations for no additional cost to you over at themagicforless.com. So check out all the details today, again, over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That is beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really helps us out. And you can support us on Patreon as well. Thank you to everybody who does that. A huge thank you to all you folks. And you can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. And again, next week, I'll be down at Walt Disney World tweeting it up and posting all those pictures and videos from Marathon Weekend. So again, follow me over there at Be Our Guest Mike. Scott is over on all the social media at Epscott, EPSCOT, but more importantly, at Must See Adventures on YouTube. Scott, what's going on over there real quick?
We got a sea day and a day in Spain, and I'm editing currently our last day of the cruise. If you go to Mont Saint Michel, another scene out of Impressions de France. So you don't want to miss that if you love the greatest attraction like I do at Walt Disney World. So come check it out. It's a lot of fun.
I will send a selfie from Impressions de France next week for you.
Oh,
best attraction.
I might just have to come down there to the frozen tundra and watch it with you.
It's a good one for when it's cold. I might just have a double feature. Yes. And Rikki's at Rikki Nibs, RIKKINIBS on the socials. And you can check her out at DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and The Mouse for Less. Rikki, what's happening on your places?
On my places?
You have 2 websites. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say in advance for something like that. Because it's breaking news kind of stuff.
It's all good. Yeah. So for Disney World After All, there's a lot of breaking news. So, if you missed the news about free dining coming out, I've got that on there. And then, on my socials, right now I'm sharing a little bit from my trip. So I shared we saw the gingerbread house before, obviously the holidays. And then I did experience the new Island Tower. I didn't stay there, but we went there. We ate at the new restaurant. So I've got some videos coming up for that. I got Lucy's first haircut, which means I've got videos coming up for that. So I've got some videos in the hopper that came from that trip. So I've got some stuff on my socials coming up too. That's going to be unique to that. So you can go check those out at Disney World After All. So it's on like all the platforms, that exist for now.
We'll talk about those here in the show here coming up too soon. So we'll get to those as well because I can't wait to hear about the haircut. I forgot to talk about it.
Yes.
All right. So don't forget, you can join us in the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And Sunday night, we'll have a call-in show. Yes, we'll have one more before I go out of town. So join us 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central in all the places and give us a call. We can talk about Marathon Weekend, about Jack Frost visiting us, looks like. But we'll make it. We'll be fine. It's cold wherever we live. So it's cold down there. We all have long, runner's tights and all that stuff. And it'll just make us run faster because us. That's how it's going to be. We've done it before. And just call us Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. We'll have a good time with that. And then we'll skedaddle down to Walt Disney World. We'll have a good time with that. So until we get back together again, I hope y'all have a great weekend. So for Scott and Rikki, I'm Mike, wishing you a happy Friday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
And happy birthday, Mallory!
Happy birthday, Mallory! Yay! Can't believe she's 17.
Sorry, I forgot to say that in the beginning, and I had to know, wish Mallory happy birthday, and I forgot to do it.
You got it in.
I got a really cool. So I feel like my mom got me this for Christmas, which is really cool. I gotta put it on my shelves. But
Is this an unboxing video?
it is. It's from
like
the year
the-
I graduated. It's from 2002.
Oh, nice.
That's the
It's
year
an
you
ornament.
graduated? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Isn't that cool?
That
She
is
got
So
me
wait a
that.
second. You're interesting. You must have started kindergarten later than I did because
I
you're
did.
like you're technically older than me, but I
Yes.
graduated in 2001.
Yes. So I did start kindergarten late. So
Okay.
shocker, they claimed I wasn't mature enough for kindergarten at the age of 5. So wonder
Yeah.
it's not like that was any bit of a surprise.
That's a cute ornament. That's a good find. I like it.
I'm not mature enough now, and I'm 41, so it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Sitting
Yeah,
here podcasting with kids.
yeah, exactly.
That make me feel
That's funny.
old.
Well, that was
great.
fun episode. I like
That
doing
was
this.
fun. Over under.
And then basically just start talking about whatever.
Exactly. That ended up being how that worked. Yes.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah, okay. It just said Instagram just stopped streaming.
I saw that.
Yeah, well, I just closed it because I did things in the wrong order.
Oh, okay.
Whoops.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm old. Sorry,
All
Nichelle.
right. Cool.
I try.
Cool, cool,
My
cool.
wife says I act 12, and then I have an 80-year-old body, so that's pretty much the story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will catch you
I'm gonna go
guys.
get some dinner.
I am gonna go make dinner. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Tell
see you.
Brian to say hi. Tell the girls to say hi, Mike.
I will. All right.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Hi, everyone.